Hello guys, welcome back to the FPL page, and we're talking about game week 4 now, and the future in advance, because we have played our wildcard. As you can see, there's been some changes to the team from last episode. Are the changes that I'm happy with? We'll wait and see, because I need to figure out what I want to fully do. Who we brought in? We brought in Kukurea for Reece James and Munoz for Dorgu. Upgrades. Spend a bit more money in the defence though. Is the only issue I'm thinking of now. Is I like Munoz. Munoz can definitely stay. Kukurea, I like having the idea of Kukurea because I like how Chelsea look in this season. But Chelsea clean sheets obviously are always under risk. I know Kukurea is playing most games. Does the fixture run look nice enough for me to want to spend 6.1 mil on Kukurea? I don't know. Jose Sarr, someone I'm happy to have in. 2 4.5 mil keepers. Obviously it's a nice place to save some money, and Jordi Petrovic looks good enough for me. The game weeks where I'm worried most about Petrovic, having him in the team, are in... Oh, it's great I can't scroll across to him. Can I? No. How is it? Oh, fixtures, there we go. Brentford is fine, Newcastle is fine, Leeds is fine, Fulham is fine, Palace is fine, Forest is fine, City I have a worry about. Villa, I'm fine with that one right now. West Ham fine, Sunderland fine, Everton fine, Chelsea, bit of a worry. So 15, 16 and 10 are when my worries come in. Jose Sarr in those game weeks. We have Fulham in game week 10, which I don't mind. United at home in game week 15 and Arsenal in 16. But by then, we're in December and things will be changed around anyway, and obviously looking at someone else. But 4.5 million, just keep someone on the side for now. Get me past that game week 10 when he can play against Brighton, when Petrovic is game against City, which is fine by me. And there'll be game weeks there where they'll like that Leeds game week there in game week 5, or the Burnley game week in game week 9. It might be a game where I'd be happy to play the bench because I'd be happy with both my goalkeepers and the options I've got there. And I think he rotates well with what I've got with Petrovic there. Let's get these hands off my screen. Gabriel, I'm happy with. We know I'm happy with Gabriel. Obviously Timber's been playing the games, but obviously Ben White's been there as well. Is Ben White injured? I feel like Ben White went off injured, right? Let me check how long Ben White is out of change control, because I might actually switch over. He's got a knock. He's still just a knock, but that's what I'm saying. I like, and let's see if there's an ankle injury. I like Timber. I think Timber's a good addition to the team, but his minutes aren't as consistent as what Gabriel's will be. I said Munoz is fine, Tarkowski is definitely fine, and Van der Ven is definitely fine as well. Obviously we've taken out Sells and just been appointed. His team's like conceding goals. Okay, into the midfield now. We'll go to the attack further. We'll go to the attack. João Pedro keeps his place, he's earned his place, and Haaland gains his place. After what he did against Norway, I did for Norway the other night, I went, let's get my team, man. I'm not messing around this year. Get Haaland in my team. Let's stop the faff around. And I've got Cole Muani right now. Obviously, it'd be really nice bringing one of the Liverpool lads, like Ekitike or Isak. I don't know which one you'd want to go with, but obviously Isak, kind of guy, they spent 150 million on him, but he's not played all season so far. Burnley and Everton, 2 really good games to bring him in for. And then Palace, Chelsea, United, stuff like this. There's good games coming up for him to get plenty of goals. And my only issue with it is his match fitness. And also, I had this thing of, I make a point of it. The £100 million signings, they don't work out. Look at Grealish at City. He's now my team though. For Everton, could be playing really well there in the midfield. We've got Oscar Bob to save a bit of money. But I think Oscar Bob's a player I like watching, but he's just not a player that's going to be bringing in the points for me. So it was a kind of rash decision. Semenyo and Gakpo, we don't know about Gakpo's minutes, and Semenyo, whilst we're here, let's think about things. They're the players on the pitch right now that I'm happy with, that I'm convinced with, that I enjoy. If I did bring in Isak for 10.4 million, that was maybe 23.9 million for 4 players. Sorry, that is easy things to do. If we look at the defenders first, the defenders, and we've tried to go for 5.1 million or less. Someone that did stand out to me was Truffert, who's 4.5 million. Gives me a cheap defensive option in there. Has done well so far. Got 0 points in that first game, but he has attack. He does real good attacking threat. And I think once again, with Bournemouth's upcoming fixtures, it is a good possibility to bring him in. Or just doubling up on that Spurs defence. They've got a nice run ahead of them, Spurs, don't they? with the likes of Wolves, Leeds, stuff like that, Villa in there, not scoring many goals right now, Brighton. So do I bring in like a Jed Spence, who's been getting forward pretty well? Where is Jed Spence? 13 points down there. Do I bring in Trippier? Do I bring in... I think Truffert might be what I'll go with, and just doubling up on that Bournemouth defence might be the way to go for it. Obviously Chalobah as well is another option there. He plays the minutes for Chelsea. He has got a few goals in him. Did he score much last year? 3 goals last year. You know, he's a good dominant. He gets there in the box. 5.1 million in the Chelsea team, but oh no, we're gonna go on the safe side. We are gonna bring in Truffert to be on the cheaper side of things as well. Obviously, this game week, Gary against Forest, Munoz against Sunderland, and Tarkowski against Villa are going to be my players. Now we've got 19 million to spend on 3 more players. Obviously, that means we can't bring in Salah, but it does mean we could potentially bring in like a Mbeumo and then 2 reasonably priced options. So we look at our midfield now. We go to midfield. Obviously, Enzo Fernandez has been standing out a bit. He's been scoring the penalties. He's got a nice fixture run up. As I've just spoke about, Spurs have a really nice fixture run up. So let's look at the Spurs midfielders. If we take 1 second, Spurs midfielders, obviously Brennan Johnson. That's why I looked at Cole Moani, because they do have a really nice fixture run coming up, Spurs. Brennan Johnson's been starting every game. Didn't make it to the full game against Bournemouth, and he's one of them where he impacts late in the game because he's still got a bit of pace. Kudus has been doing well, controlling games. Sar's been playing well. So I did really like the idea of getting Cole Moani, but I don't know if Cole Moani's going to start from the start. Brennan Johnson might be someone that I have to bring in. I said he's got 2 goals under his belt so far. He's done all right. 12 million then on another 2 players. I say we keep Brennan Johnson. We'll keep him for now. We'll go on to the midfielders again and see where we feel on that one. Also, we had Semenyo in. Once again, a nice run of fixtures coming up all the way up until game week 10. We've just spoke about that for Bournemouth. We know how I like their fixtures on the horizon. I did really like the look of Ndoye. Ndoye looked very enticing to me, especially with that Burnley and Sunderland game coming up. But the issue with Ndoye now, obviously being taken over by Ange, I don't know how he's going to be. Dango has started life well at Brentford, but once again, it's only been 1 game, and it can't judge it too much. Can I judge it too much off that 1 game? Mbeumo has looked really good for United, but that would only leave me with 4.2 million, which is not enough. So if they bring in Mbeumo, I need to not have Brennan Johnson in there. Enzo Lefebvre, someone who he's now taking penalties, but he didn't start the first 2 games, and that has me a bit worried about. If to bring him, he's a nice cheap option, but is he a reliable cheap option? Brooks as well for Bournemouth. Once again, mentioned already how I like their fixtures coming up. I imagine it's going to be a midfield signing that's just gone over my head. Obviously, Estevao has looked really, really exciting so far. The same as how Bob's looked exciting. Obviously, Estevao's got an assist on his trait. It's probably that goal is coming. That goal is coming for the guy. You can just kind of feel it. Put him in for now. Munetsi, I thought had a good attacking threat. An assist against Everton. Obviously, a loss still against Everton. But then some nice fixtures on the horizon from potentially a Dingra player that we've already had in, but he'd lost his minutes. See, look, Estevao and a Dingra, 2 risky options. That's what we'll call them. We'll be nice about risky options. Rodgers, no, he's not really done it so far this season, has he? Jorginho Rutter, obviously playing up front, but it's not really had anything behind him so far this season. Verts being really poor. Ahmad, not doing what you expect of Ahmad this year so far. Madueke, Andre, obviously we're looking on Rio Ngabunga, scoring his Engamoa. Who, if anyone, is Kevin Sharda? Someone I thought was going to have a really good year this year. Priced at 7 mil. He is not living to that price. I'm trying to think if anyone's been signed that. Clivert, someone who's just really not got any minutes behind him so far this year, which is insane. Anyone been signed that maybe he's gone over the head of people? Say Ethan Ranieri, Harvey Elliott for Villa. If Harvey Elliott's getting minutes, Harvey Elliott is going to do alright at Villa. I think he'll do alright at Villa. Did Jadon Sancho go on Villa as well? I'll show you. I'll find out on the next page because he's having no minutes. Jadon Sancho did go into Villa. 5.9 mil as well for Jadon Sancho. I mean, if he comes back to his old state, he might be alright there. He might do alright. Reece Nelson at Brentford as well for 4.9 million there. Bernardo, you're not going to see him. You can't even much still there. Garnacho at 6.4 million. Not going to see that much of him. Any other signings that came in late, and maybe you've got like Tyler Diblin. Tyler Diblin's still not played for Everton yet. He's obviously one game for Wolves, but he didn't come on at all. I expect to see good things for Tyler Diblin though, alongside the likes of Grealish and stuff like that. I think he'll do all right. I've got Merlin Roll, whatever that is. Tyler Diblin could be a good option instead of Estevao, to be honest. Bringing Diblin there, Diblin and Elliott. It's a bit of a risky two to have, really, isn't it? Sekou Kone apparently was going to start getting his chance soon. Xavi Simons at 7 million. Hey, you know what? That might be what I do. I might be sneaky about it. No one's picking Xavi Simons right now. No one's got Xavi Simons in the team, do they? 0.7% ownership. Tyler Diblin. Not 0% ownership. No one's got Tyler Diblin. No one's got Harvey Elliott really either. I've got 1.5 million to spend after the fact of adding Xavi Simons to the team there, though. Which means we could play around with things. Obviously, we could drop Isak to a Gyökeres as well. Like, we could always just do that. We could always just say, hey, how's Arsenal's fixtures looking? Gyökeres. Probably not these two here. Obviously, someone that if Isak's not cutting it for me, Gyökeres I can drop to. Who do I trust less out of Harvey Elliott and Tyler Diblin? But let's look at midfielders below 7 million and be like, listen, who can we get in? We'll do below 7.5. It has to be below 7, yeah. Below 7 million. Obviously, Enzo has stood out there. Lucas Paqueta, I'm alright. I feel like Tyler Diblin will do really well if he's going to get the minutes. I can't have two Everton players. I actually can't have two Everton players. It means I could upgrade. Nah, we'll take Tyler Diblin out. We'll let Jack Grealish be the guy. That'd be nice. Tijani Rangers has been doing really well as well. Obviously, goal and assist in that first game. Hudson-Odoi, just not someone I trust too much. Do we just get Tyler Diblin in and then take Grealish out? Let's go on all players and just see team selected by percentage. Dubravka and Sanchez are the top two own goalkeepers. Dubravka, do I feel okay getting Dubravka in? He's getting game week 10. Arsenal, but I mean, like, game week 8 with Leeds there. I mean, he's not someone that we want to bring into the team. Games. I mean, potentially. What is it? Game week 8 there. Yeah, you know what? Game week 8 when he's playing Leeds. We just drop to Dubravka. We just save ourselves a load of money there and get Dubravka in instead. Okay. Van der Ven is the most owned defender. Cucurella is also massively owned as well. Van Dijk is up there. Pedro Porro, Gabriel, Esteve, Aït-Nouri, Gehi, Saliba, Wan-Bissaka. Salah's most owned midfielder by a long shot. Tijani Rangers, a lot of people have him in as well. Kudus, who I think switching to Xavi Simons is a much better option. Semenyo, high ownership. Bruno Fernandes, high ownership. Wirtz, Gakpo, someone obviously understand why he's got a high ownership. And Buemo was someone that I'd be tempted by as a United fan. João Pedro and Haaland are the top two owned attackers there. Isak's only at 7.5%. So Isak doing well over Gyökeres doing well would benefit me a lot there. I don't think my goalkeepers are highly owned whatsoever. Obviously Dubravka is now, but Konza, Aina, Calafiore, we got some Munoz there. Tarkowski at 7.2%. People got Reynaldo in. Eze, 7.5 million for Arsenal. Ooh, can we get that? We can get that. Oh, that's what we might do then. We might just jump into an Eze and see what that does for us. Let's say Brendan Johnson we just looked at. Morgan Rogers, Marmouche is not going to be playing enough. People had Goey in when it was worth having Goey in. Dorgu is a relatively high ownership. And I feel like I've got players in here that don't have too much of a high ownership. Obviously, Sarr is something that I really like having in the team. We still got Grealish in the team, so we can, if I want to switch over to that. Shesko, someone that I could have looked at, but I like Isak and Haaland up front. That's a nice way to go about it this year, I think. Obviously, the points are usually midfield, but I feel like those two can get me points this year. Who's not come up? Truefair's not come up. He's at 1.1% ownership, Truefair. Tarkovsky is at 7.2. Petrovic is only at 4.1. I think he's done well so far. Rice is at a 9% ownership in midfield. Xavi Simons at that 0.7 is a big point there. Eze at 11.1. Grealish at 16.1. And Harvey Elliott with a 0.3 there. It's a bit juicy, you know, it's a bit juicy. João Pedro, obviously 64% ownership, one of the most owned. Haaland at 32, and then Isak at 7.5. Feel like I've got a good range in the team there. We're going to make them transfers and see how the team looks. Yeah, we've obviously got the wild card still active. Petrovic is playing that game. Tarkovsky, Gabriel, and Munoz as my free bet defenders there. Eze, Rice. I do assume I'm having two Arsenal in the midfield there, but it's two opposite, it's two different sides of Arsenal, so I don't mind it too much. Obviously Harvey Elliott off the bench when I need that, but four midfielders, Xavi and Grealish are very risky options to have, but that front three is a solid front three, and that's where I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm happy with it. Obviously the risks there are Xavi and Eze, I'd say. Grealish is kind of a risk, Isak's a bit of a risk, but I've got my escape routes if I want to move through into them. I have transfers saved up because the wildcard doesn't affect transfers anymore. Yeah, we're happy with that. We're going to save that team, keeping Haaland captain against United because I'm just a letdown like that. We are going to make sure Eze is my vice captain now. Save the team there. So it does. Obviously, I had Kolo Muani in. I've now swapped that out. And I had Kolo Muani and I had Gakpo. And I've kind of swapped them around to have Isak and Xavi Simons and see how Xavi Simons does. I'm putting my risk into the Xavi Simons there. My risk into Isak. A risk into Eze. A solid back three there that can rotate between Truefair and Van der Ven. Hopefully Harvey Elliott can pick up a bit of form for Villa. I think he can. I think he suits their system very well. And for how cheap he is, may as well get him in. That is going to be the video, guys. If you like the video, please leave a like, see more, subscribe. Thank you for watching the video. Hopefully I do. See you next time. Cheers.